welcome back to another episode of World 1-1 Podcast. Before we get into anything important, need to remind you that you can, as always, find us at our home on ShoutEngine.com, Google Play Music, iTunes, the Under Construction YouTube channel, our currently being renovated Twitch channel. You can always, of course, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and all that other good stuff. With that out of the way,
choose your fighter!
I am your host, Larry the Bearded Wonder. Joining me is Josh the LeGrew.
Hello.
Apparently back in the mix due to changes of life. Hashtag basic Dylan Roberts.
What's up?
And too much coffee, Twitchy Twitch, Kathleen.
Okay. Hello.
Well, you run the Twitch channel, so Twitch.
Yeah,
Twitch.
I don't drink coffee though.
I know, I don't either. If it makes you feel any better, like I said, I don't drink it either. What's weird, I love the smell of it. Like,
oh my god, so do I.
Yeah,
I cannot stand the taste.
No,
I
can't
will make
drink it.
I will make pots of coffee just to smell it, but I will not drink it. Yeah.
I get violently ill, so.
I love
I'm
that.
on my coffee island all alone. It appears because I love coffee.
Yeah,
My wife picked up the habit recently.
yeah. I love the smell. I'll make pots of coffee at night and just dump them out because I will not drink them.
Yep.
This sounds like horrible murder to me. Like just wasted coffee.
There's the episode title right there, Coffee Murder.
Yeah.
So let's dive right into it with
Those poor Guatemalan children.
That's all right. It wasn't that important to them. So. All right, so let's dive into it with.
Oh my gosh!
Video games.
We'll start with Dylan. The fuck have you been playing?
Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu. I've been playing. That's all I've been playing, like nonstop. It's awesome. And later on, did my headset die?
No, we still got you.
Oh, okay. Everything went quiet there for a second. And later on, we'll talk over what the backlash is and how I think it's utterly ridiculous.
So, as a longtime Pokemon fan, aside from just liking it, how do you, in general, how are you feeling about the significant change to Let's Go versus the mainline titles?
Well, I mean, there's definitely some things that are massively different, but I think people are kind of blowing it out of proportion. I do there's some things I like a lot better. Some things I really fucking hate. Like the kind of blocking of gyms, unless you have meet certain criteria, you can't just go into a gym and battle, which I think is dumb. I think that's a really dumb way of doing it. I get it for trying to handhold new players, and I think that's what this game's supposed to be for. But after playing this, I never want another random encounter ever again in my life playing Pokemon. They can take that shit and just throw it right out. This is the superior way of dealing with Pokemon in the overworld. Being able to see Pokemon running around makes the game feel more engaging, and you're actually able to see what you want and catch it, or avoid what you don't want, like fucking Zubats and Mount Moon. Just nope. Just keep on going instead of just getting hit every 3 steps. So there's definitely some major changes, but I think overall, the game is a nice blend. It's great. I wouldn't say it's the best Pokemon game ever, but it is a very good reimagining of Pokemon Yellow, and I hope they keep some of the stuff in. I don't really miss battling Pokemon to get it down to a little bit of HP in order to catch it, and the motion controls aren't terrible. They are a little clunky, unless you have the Pokeball Plus, which I do, and they're great there. But yeah, it's there's some hits, some misses, but overall, I'd say it's a pretty good game. So,
Good on. All right, and Josh, what have you been playing?
Not much. Just Red Dead 2. That's it.
No Dragalia?
Nope.
Dragalia finally got thrown to the wind?
Well, for right now, yeah. Take a little break.
Oh. So
I mean, I
deep
just
in-
put in Red Dead. It started slow, like any kind of Rockstar game starts slow.
yeah.
But I really enjoying it. I don't really see any real issues with it. I mean, it's just it kind of sucking me in even more as I play it. So, I mean, I'm still in Chapter 2 because once Chapter 2 started, I just kind of it was like Breath of the Wild. It just kind of got lost.
Yeah, it just opens
Yep.
right up. Yeah.
Right.
And Kathy, what about you? What's been spinning in your disc tray?
Well, I do have a few more games than these guys. Been playing Fortnite, obviously. I actually was about to come on and say I think I'm starting to lose the drive to play Fortnite because last week I mentioned the food fight mode. I
Right.
tried it and it sucks. Oh my god, I hate it. The best part about it is when they drop the barrier because that animation is just freaking awesome. It just starts off slow and then this barrier just speeds up. I mean, you can almost feel like the wind rushing as it quickly drops into the earth. But oh my god, that mode is so painful. And the kids I play with, that's all they want to play. It's like, oh, come on, can we do something else? I mean, well, let's just say it is. The worst part about it is when you go in to divide you into your two teams, they give you a head of either a tomato or a burger, and I hate the burger because the burger has a floppy tongue and it just distracts me the whole entire time. It's like, oh, seriously? So, but they did an update and they came out with their Wild West limited time mode, and I love it when they do these type of modes because all it is, they limit the type of weapons you can use. So you can only use 6 shooters, shotguns, and hunting rifles. There's no shields, which really throws a big kind of mix into the whole thing because you can't shield up. And it made it fun again. And it didn't hurt that yesterday when I was playing squads, I ended up for the first time ever 2 squad wins in a row. So that was kind of fun. Except the first one, I pretty much got eliminated right away, and I watched my team win it for me. So I'll take whatever win I can get.
Right.
But yeah, the second one, that one was actually kind of funny because towards the end I forgot I had a turret, which is a new weapon where it basically is like a frickin' cannon. And all of a sudden you hear me scream, "Oh my god, I got a turret! What the hell am I doing?" And I set it up and we won, but it was like, oh, seriously. But it was fun. So I'm back into Fortnite. I thought I was done with it, but no.
It's just
And then
it just keeps pulling you back in.
Oh
It's
my,
one of those games.
it is. It's one of
Yeah,
those games
that's
that
how
just sucks
me
you
and Counter.
in.
That's how me and Counter Strike are. That's the other game I've been playing. Like, I can't ever get completely away from that game. It's just,
I thought I was done, but nope.
hmm
And then I decided to start playing AM2R over again because, I'm sorry, Larry, I went back and I listened to that show and I really felt like you were dissing me on playing the game on easy mode. And it hurt. No, don't try to sit here and tell me that you weren't. I listened to it because I wanted to make sure I did not misread it. And no, I felt like you're trying, oh yeah, I forgot you're on easy mode. So yeah, that's why it was, you could beat the queen as quick. I'm like, shit, I gotta prove that I can play this game on normal mode and beat it and still rock it. So yeah.
It wasn't intended that way, I'll put it that way.
Yeah.
Don't let Larry fool you. He's an elitist when it comes
I know he
to
is.
Metroid.
Yeah.
I know he is.
Like,
Believe
that's his
Believe
jam.
me. I caught with the little snub. You may say it wasn't. It was. I listened, like I said, I replayed it a few times just to make sure I wasn't wrong.
I mean, to be fair, it was probably just like a Twitch reaction. It's just in his DNA. He's like, no, easy mode, no, I can't.
That's the way he is.
Does not compute.
It doesn't matter, but I still feel like I have to prove myself in this game to show that, yes, I can still beat this game and finish the Queen Metroid faster than he could. So,
Throws out
there's
the
a
gauntlet.
Yeah. It's down.
Don't challenge me. Don't challenge me. But then I asked you guys for some new game suggestions, and I took your advice and I got Super Hot. started streaming that, and that was such a fun game.
It is fun.
It was frustrating though. I think I spent an hour and a half just trying to finish that last level, and I'm so embarrassed now. I try very hard during my streams not to curse and not to do things, but in this case, I was getting so mad that I was doing what I normally do when I'm not on camera. So if I'm having trouble with a level, I will seriously throw up the middle finger at the game screen, and I forgot I had my camera on, and I did it like 3 or 4 times before I remembered, oh shoot. And I'm like, oh, I got kids watching this. So I'm like, oh no. So that was a little embarrassing, but that's okay. And then of course I got Larry telling me, oh, you should do this, you should do that. And I'm sitting here thinking like, I appreciate the help, but leave me alone. Let me get But no, I finally got through it, and that game has so much replayability. I loved it. Thank you guys for that suggestion. Appreciate it.
That is definitely on my watch list. I've yet to play that.
It's good.
Definitely play it. I like the mechanics of it, and I thought the visuals were very stunning, and it's definitely an interesting take on shooter games. Although,
oh, it's only $5 on G2A. All right, well,
Yeah,
I'll
it's
buy
cheap.
that.
It's cheap.
it is. It was definitely
Yeah.
worth it. So,
Buy the shit out of that.
although apparently I triggered somebody at one point, but that's okay. Yeah, that was interesting. You know, hearing that I'm triggering somebody because I'm not playing it the way they want me to play it. But oh well, that's okay. I don't play games the way people want me to play them. And then the last thing is I did also purchase Hollow Knight. And I started playing that one, and oh, I love it. It is
Good.
so. I could have stayed on that title screen just listening to that theme music in the beginning, and I would have been fine. But didn't get very far. But I like it, and it's definitely a beautiful game. Beautiful music. I cannot wait to keep playing it. It's going to be a while before I can get back into it, and I'm a little sad. Kind of wish I hadn't started it because I really want to play it, and I know I can't play it for a while, but
It's super lengthy too.
It
Yeah.
is.
Yeah,
Lots
it's a
of
dive.
content.
Yeah.
although I will say I was a little surprised when I went for that first night where after you hit him so many times, he drops down and his head pops out. I was
Yeah,
like,
the false knight.
I'm like, oh my god, I'm beating up Strong Sad from Homestar Runner. I'm like, oh, it's Strong Sad. I was ready I'm like, oh my god, Strong Sad, what are you doing in the game? But yeah, that kind of threw me a little bit. But I'm like, I can't beat up my favorite character from Homestar Runner.
I don't know.
But yeah,
I don't know if you stayed on the on that screen after he died, after you beat him, but if you hang out there for a minute or two, his mace that he's whacking around, the end of it, like the ball with the studs on it, comes off. You find out it's a little beetle that was just hanging onto the end of a stick that he was swinging around, and it walked off.
oh, I missed that.
I did my first time too.
Oh, totally missed it. But no,
I
that
thought
game
it
is
was
going to be
hilarious.
fun. That game, I'm looking forward to playing, like really getting into that game. That game is just. I'm so glad I met y'all because now I get to play games that I never would have played. So I appreciate the suggestions, and I promise I will get The Witness. But when you told me I also had to play Braid ahead of it, I'm like,
You don't have
great.
to. It's just
No.
recommended.
Yeah, well, I take your recommendations very seriously because you haven't steered me wrong yet. Even though I've had almost heart attacks on some games and I've
Mhm.
done things on my stream I really wish I hadn't, you know. Yeah.
It's a growth experience, you know.
Braid is one that I recommend ahead of Witness because it, in a shorter form, or in a more condensed form, it kind of gives you a peek into the mindset of Jonathan Blow before you get into The Witness, which is a much more sprawling romp around the inside of his head.
Okay.
So,
Well,
plus Braid is an absolute treat. Visually, it's a treat. For one, Braid looks like a watercolor painting come to life.
mhm.
The music is super pretty. The story is really good. And Braid does something that, honestly, for a medium that is really all about interacting, Braid does something that so very few games does. And it takes its story and it uses gameplay mechanics as a means to tell the story. And if I say any more, I will probably spoil things I shouldn't.
Well, then I will have to get it.
But
So
yeah, Raid's
my
much
Christmas
short.
list is getting longer and longer and longer. The more I talk to you all, I am not gonna. I don't
Get
know when I'm gonna
Pokemon.
have time for all these games.
But Hollow Knight will definitely take you a while. I know my first run through Hollow Knight was probably a solid 50 hours.
Oh wow. Well, and I like games like that. I don't like games that are over real quick.
Yeah, it's lengthy, it's meaty, it's challenging, but not unfairly so. And there's a really, really deep lore in there, told in a very light way. It's one of those that when you start paying really close attention, you're like, oh, this all okay, and it pieces together a really cool story.
And the
So,
character's so cute. I like being
know,
cute characters.
the Wanderer's awesome. I've got the Wanderer as a little enamel pin from Fangamer.
Hmm.
So
That's it. That's what I've been playing.
right on. I got to get into a little more of Undertale again. I got through the Undyne fight. Like not just the chase scene from last week, but like the actual one-on-one fight with Undyne. That was interesting. I'm still not quite to a point where the story has me hooked yet. I'm more playing it on the promise of it hooking me still, which honestly I'm a little stunned. I'm doing it. I've given it way more time to hook me than I do most games. Most games I give about 2 hours up front to catch me with the hook, and Undertale has gotten more than that out of me. But again, I'm still going because I know the hook is there. I've seen it from game theory, so I know it's there. Part of me is just curious as to how long till I get to that hook.
That's my problem with that game. I just can't seem to get there, and I don't know. I eventually just gave up on it. So because I think I played like a good 10 hours of that game, and I don't know. It never got me. So
Kathy, you said you finished it in what, like 9?
9.5 hours. Yes.
wow.
Yeah. I did a whole stream of it in one sitting. Here.
Talk about gauntlets being thrown, huh?
I said I suck at it then, because I wandered around like in the first puzzle for what must have been like an hour, like trying to figure out between those two levels like where I needed to go. You know.
I don't know what to say. But I was gonna say if you're having that much trouble with the game, Larry, you're coming up on the part that it's going to be. I could see it annoying the hell out of you, and maybe almost to the point where you will quit. Because, again, if you could have watched my playthrough, there's just one part where I was getting to the point where it's like, just stop. And I really wanted to stop the game, but I wanted to see the end game so bad that I kept pushing through it. But oh man, it is hearing you say what you're saying. I don't know if you'll ever finish it.
I've made the resolution. I will power through it.
I do recommend it, because the game, especially towards the end, I think is when it really comes together. But
Maybe I'll have to boot it back up.
yeah,
You guys are like making me want to try it again.
it's the cool thing about it too is that I'm reading it. Every time you play through it, it's going to be different interactions. So what I played through is going to be different than what you guys play through, because there's different. The characters have different backgrounds. The way the game's set up is that not every playthrough you have the same interactions with the same people. So, and of course, it's how you play it. Now, I tried to do the pacifist run, which I did, but I know I didn't get the true ending. So I got to go back and play it all over again to get one of the other endings. So that was kind of frustrating, but
Yeah, I know there's a whole pacifist thing to it, and I've just decided, fuck that, I'm killing everything.
Yeah, that's the route I ended up going. I was like, fuck you guys and your bullshit.
Actually, I found it very easy. I don't know. The pacifist run was very, very easy. There was only one issue I had, and I figured out what the problem was, and once I got through that, it was, you know, it's just like playing just shapes and beats. You know, you just got to avoid the pink things.
I think once I get through it once, I will probably have the inclination to start playing through it again to get different endings. I just need to get through it once.
Yeah. At least get through it once. You may never play it again, but get through it once, because like I said, the end that's where it all came together, and that's where it really...
Yeah.
Where the story really hit me, was the ending.
So also, Kathy's playing Super Hot actually nudged me into booting up my copy because I haven't played it in a long while, and I only mentioned to you what I did while you were stuck in that section as a suggestion.
And you can do that. You got to remember, I had been dealing with people trying to tell me how to play the game prior. Especially some jerk. So it was okay. Actually, it was a good suggestion. If you notice, I did do what you said, and I ended up getting better, okay? So nothing wrong with that. It's okay.
Oh, I know. I know, and sometimes too, it doesn't always come across the best in text either. So...
Well, it was okay. I'm serious. It's all... Come on. It was all meant to be funny, but, you know,
I know.
Geez.
But yeah...
I appreciated it. I appreciated the help. Believe me, I even asked for help. Don't worry. When I need help, I ask.
That particular section, there's really like two ways you can do it, and it's branch left or branch right. And I just from personal experience, I found that taking the right hand branch in the last section of the core was the more manageable, because like I said, it lets you bottleneck most everybody coming at you, so you have better control of the situation.
Yeah, it didn't really work too well on me. If you notice, I think it still took me another 45 minutes to get past that. But I finally did it. I finally did it, and that's all that matters, and I enjoyed it. Even though it took me that long, it still was fun. I mean, it was fun even replaying it. That was unusual. That usually when I get real frustrated, I just give up and I'm like, I'm done. But that game, it was like, no, it's too much fun to stop.
It has that do it again hook.
And I don't mind streaming it again. I'm actually looking forward to doing the endless mode, and I'd like to do a speed run of it on my stream. So we'll see.
There is a speed run mode in there. The challenges are pretty neat too. Like I said, I was having great fun playing the katana mode, where literally the only weapon you get and can use is the katana. You no punching, no anything else. You can swing the katana, you can throw the katana. That's it. Make no mistake though, the katana is not indestructible. You can lose it and fuck yourself.
Yes, you can. I found that happened to me at one point.
I accidentally threw mine out a window at one point. I'm like, well, shit. Just, well, I guess we're going to start this over right now.
I would like to. I've heard people do that, go through it with doing only melee, no weapons at all. I'm like, how do you do it without the weapons? I can't even think of how I would have done it without weapons.
I will say the katana mode puts an interesting spin on it, because it makes some stages considerably more difficult, but it makes some others considerably more easy. Like the one where you're in that little hexagon cage or that little octagon cage, and you've got like 4 or 5 guys with ball bats all around you, and you've got nothing to start with in the first playthrough. But in katana mode, suddenly you're just looking at them like, you're my bitch, you're my bitch, you're my bitch, you're my bitch, you're my bitch. And then you're just stuck waiting for the gate to open to get through, so that you can go slice everybody else. But I did find there was a couple of other stages though that I'm like, this was not that hard. God damn it. So, but no, that's been good fun. I was actually glad to kind of have an excuse to finally play some of the challenge mode stuff in Super Hot. I never got around to it. But no, I do wholly encourage at some point, even if not streaming, but do read into that chat room thing, because there's some really cool stuff. Like the fact that the developers took the time to put that in there in the first place was really fucking neat. So
Yeah. Well, and again, that was not what I wanted to do during my stream, so I do apologize if I was getting frustrated, because it's like,
oh no,
we're not here to read. My
No,
streamers, the people watching want to see me play, not read some stuff. So I was like, and I really could not find it. I was looking everywhere for it. I had no clue. And I'm like, and I actually had found it earlier, or when I was looking through the game a couple of days ago, but I missed over it and I didn't even pay attention to it. So
yeah, I had to boot my copy up in order to remember exactly where it was and what it was listed under specifically. But no, there's some really cool stuff in there that kind of adds to like the meta lore of the game, which is really neat. So, but no, that's most of what I've been playing. Just a quick round robin though. I am curious with the holiday looming over us. What's everybody planning on playing for the holidays so that they can deal with being around family?
More Pokemon. I mean, the nice thing about the Switch is it's on the go.
Right.
You know, probably play. I'll also probably bring my 3DS and play some more Link Between Worlds.
love that game.
Yeah.
I'm
Sorry.
trying to
Oh, good.
get in between both of those, and like right now, I mean, Pokemon's just dominating my attention. It is starting to wear off a little bit, you know, because the grind, as with every Pokemon game, is real. But you know, it's fun. It's nice to take a break and jump into Zelda and then go back and, you know, go in between the two. So maybe I'll play some more Red Dead, you know, because I have a couple of, you know, I have essentially just tomorrow off, and then it's Black Friday, you know.
Yeah.
So,
Or shut up and take my money day.
yeah,
It's dealing with the people.
Yeah.
yeah.
And they're
The
done
worst
that
kind of
stuff.
people.
Yeah,
Mhm.
You know.
unfortunately.
That's actually
Yeah.
one of my favorite things to do on Black Friday, is just go to a store and watch the craziness and just laugh at like how stupid everybody's being. It's like, oh my gosh.
It's ridiculous. Yeah.
It is. It's horrible.
But you know, whatever. It's part of, I guess, Thanksgiving now. So, which is kind of insane. It's like, hey, let's be thankful and nice to each other, and then the next day, shit all over people working at retail jobs.
Mm-hmm.
And well, now it's not even the next day, it's that night.
Well, thankfully we're closed. Like,
Yeah, that's good.
I
Yeah.
personally refuse to shop anywhere on Thanksgiving.
yeah, it's ridiculous.
I don't do it. I mean, I'm
Don't
not.
feed the machine.
No, I'm not going
Like-
to do it. No. I don't care what deal they throw me. I'm not
Yeah.
going.
They're not worth it. No.
No. You need a day.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's fucking dumb. Kathy, what about you? What are you playing for holiday?
Well, actually, my family plays games, so we'll actually be playing together. So we'll probably do some Splatoon 2, because I'll actually get on the Switch,
Nice.
because we all bring our Switches to Thanksgiving. We're crazy like that. We'll also probably, my son is really into Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes. I don't know
that
if you've
game's
heard of that
great.
game.
I love that game. Me and my wife play it a lot. Yeah, it's awesome.
I refuse to play it with my husband because we will just get into too many arguments. But we'll be playing that, and then we've been getting back into Super Mario Odyssey, so I'll probably play some of that, and then just on my mobile phone, whatever, Dragalia Lost and some other minor games that I have. Yep.
I haven't heard of Dragalia. I don't know what
Oh.
that is.
Oh, you're missing out.
All right,
Yeah.
it is it's a new Nintendo IP,
Oh, okay.
and it's pretty much a AAA mobile experience.
Oh, it's on the cell phone?
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, it's really good. Surprisingly good. In fact, it blew me away how good it was. The story is in depth. It's a really good JRPG.
Okay.
And the gameplay is really cool too. It's
Yeah,
not
it's
just
fun.
tapping. It's not just tapping a screen.
Right.
Is it free or is it
Yeah.
like
free to start. I
free to
haven't
start.
put any money into it, and I put about 20 hours into it so far.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, but that's just me, and I'm slow, so you know.
All right. I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, it's fun.
And Josh, what do you plan to be able to cope with being around all the
craziness.
yeah.
Yeah. I'm probably just gonna, keep doing Red Dead. If I need to blow some steam, I'll just kill some guys, pay some bounties.
Drop their
that was
bodies on some train tracks.
Yeah, that was an experience. I got into that first fist fight with a guy, and I accidentally hit R2 and shot him, and I thought, oh, this is great. Okay, I'm done. So I shot the guy, killed him. Well, then somebody saw me, so I had to go chase him down and shoot him. And then another guy saw me, so I had to go chase down him and shoot him. So it was like 3 people I had to kill, and I was telling a coworker at work about this, and somebody else walked in and said, "You killed 3 people?" I'm like, "Yeah, last night killed 3 people." This is on a video game, of course. Because the way that they could have heard it when they were walking in is like, "Oh, and I chased this guy down and killed him, and I chased another guy down and killed him." It was pretty crazy, but it's fun. I just I don't really have any. After starting this, I don't have time for anything else.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that I will be hiding in a corner for a good hunk of the day on Thursday and playing Dead Cells quietly to myself for the time when I cannot avoid dealing with my relatives. I plan on bringing Drop Mix with me, actually, so... which I have not gotten Drop Mix out in a while, and I'm actually kind of excited to have an excuse to bust it out again.
I haven't heard of that game either. I don't know what that is.
Drop Mix is kind of like a fusion rhythm game, board game, and card game.
Interesting.
Come over
Switch?
sometime. Like actual board game, like actual electronic board game.
Okay.
Like the board Bluetooth to your cell phone. And the cards all have little NFC chips in them. And when you lay the cards down on the board, it starts playing like different parts of various songs and stuff. And it's got a couple modes to it. So like there's 3 different games all packed into it. You've got an up to 5-player co-op mode, a 1-on-1 or a 2-on-2 head-to-head mode, and there's a new single-player puzzle mode as well.
Awesome.
Huh. Cool.
So yeah, dude, if you and I can get schedules to line up, come over sometime. We'll play. You're gonna fucking love it.
Yeah, I am down.
So, but that's probably gonna be the one to actually where I'm actually mingling with family. So, with that said. Eddie could not join us tonight again, unfortunately. He should be back with us next week in theory. But we're going to have a word from Eddie in the right after the or more accurately during the break.
Hello, everybody. I am back once again. This is your boy Eddie V. Sorry I'm not able to be on this episode with everybody, but I am and I forgot to tell you guys what this was. This is called a Yoshi Yak, a little segment that when I'm not able to make the episode, but I still want to be able to give my viewpoints. I just want to, or just for some people, yak my mouth off. I just want to give some ideas and opinions on things. First of all, hopefully everyone is having a great Thanksgiving, a Black Friday weekend. Hopefully you are safe with family and friends. Hopefully you get some good eating, some good discussion, and definitely some great gaming in. For those who are doing retail and who has to work, whether it's at a hospital, gas station, retail store, stay strong. We know how this goes. For a lot of us who have been in the business doing things like this, we understand the ups and downs about it. Those who are experiencing it for the first time, learn. Do not be scared. Do not cry or anything like that. It is this experience, I shall say. But yes, just be strong, be positive, be encouraging, and make that holiday money. That's all I gotta say. Before I go on, I am thankful for the new crew that we have here at World War One Podcast. Um, Josh, Violent Storm, Dylan, thank you guys for coming in. Katie, thank you guys for coming in. And I might have said your name wrong. I do apologize. Uh, thank you guys for coming in and helping out and making the show better and greater than what it is. We really do appreciate it. You're taking it to another level. You're elevating it. And thank you once again, Larry, having me around. And talking to all things gaming and other things. I love you, bro. Him. So thankful to you and for Christine. Like I said, I will be back next year. We have a lot of food places that we still need to try. So I cannot wait for that to happen. But I am thankful for just a lot of things and being able to be on the podcast and when I can. So just happy about that. And all the interviews that we have done and still going strong, I think for 3 years right now, 2 or 3 years, we have put in a lot of work. So I am very thankful for that. So yes, on this show, Shiyak, I am going to be talking about what I have been playing and talk about a little bit, and they may get to it, they may not get to it, but Sony leaving E3, a little thing I want to address about that. So, what I have been playing, I actually started up Homefront: The Revolution on Xbox One, and it's decent. It's not bad. It's playable. I will say that. I got the first district that I in. I got it all blue, so now I got to start working my way through some more districts and stuff like that. It doesn't look like it have a ton of content to unlock or anything, but it seems decent, decent amount of fun. So if you get a used copy, or if you do find a new for like $10 or something, it's worth the try. It's really not that bad. Also played Forza Horizon 4, getting that trying to unlock more stuff with that and just enjoying the cruise from that. There's two more cars in the game. There's a thing called these bars. And I gotta try to get the announcement. So when there's a new bar that kind of is unraveled, I could go and look for it and then go get that car. And then have them work on it. So that's what I've been playing also on Xbox One. Uh, with PS4, played a little bit more Bloodborne with Moose for NGR Radio. We had a little bit fun with that. We'll be jumping back into Bioshock and also played a little bit more Devil May Cry 4, making a bit progress with that. And it's still problematic as seen, but I'm trying to get it done before Devil May Cry 5 comes out. So I'm going to be working on that. I plan to get on some Destiny 2 also on Xbox One. I just feel like I need to play another shooter. I like kind of revisit it for a little bit before I get into Anthem and the Division 2 and then Resident Evil 2 remake, Kingdom Hearts 3, Just Cause 4, Smash. Before I get all into to that stuff, I am holding off of Let's Go Pikachu and am holding off on to Battlefield 5 for particular reasons. Battlefield 5, I'm holding off. I'm waiting for next year for like everything to be released so I could like pretty much play through everything that's been updated in case of if there's any crashes or content gets changed and stuff. I kind of want to be able to wait till everything is finalized by the time the new mode comes out and then go with that. I will be picking up Let's Go Eevee a little bit later. I have to save up for some things, so when I have time, I'll pick it up and give it a go. But I am excited to play it. if you guys want to check out ngrradio.com, I will have a review for Diablo 3 for Nintendo Switch. Hopefully, you guys will be able to read it and enjoy what I give that game. But I've been playing that also, and it's just so good playing that game. I did buy this R-Type collection. It's the arcade version of R-Type 1 and R-Type 2. Once that game, I pre-purchased it, but I gotta wait for all the info to update, and then I could go play it and give it a try. Because I have played the R-Type games, but mostly I did the consoles. I had an area that didn't have the actual arcade games, so this will kind of be my first time going through the arcade version of R-Type. So I am excited about that. But pretty much, I will be getting a little bit more to Switch games, getting into PS4 games and Xbox One, and also playing Fleshy Spirit for Yokai Watch 2. So, can't wait to tell you guys some more about that. I will be on next episode, so I can't wait to talk to the guys about that. So I'm gonna jump into, and like I said, they may talk about this on the show. If not, this is my viewpoint on Sony not being at E3. Now we could look at it at two ways. A lot of people are saying that E3 is dying or E3 is changing. Some people see it as Sony don't have anything to show for it, or Sony thinks that it's too expensive for them to participate. I think what I think one thing is Sony didn't like the backlash that they got for last year, and this year. And what well, not last year. I would say last E3, but last year for PSX. Because they didn't have the PlayStation experience. The backlash is that they didn't have nothing new really new and exciting. Um, Games got delayed. There really wasn't anything like breathtaking. People just like, oh, okay. And then I think there was just more confusion about some of their games and stuff like that. So it's kind of weird that Sony was just be like, you know what, we want to control our message and we want to deliver a better experience and stuff. Because of course, a lot of people think, hey, PlayStation 5 should be shown. A lot of games that they announced and delivered, like Dreams, Ghost of Tsushima, The Last of Us 2, Death Stranding, those games should be ready for 2009, so Sony can have a big fall. Well, if they don't have, if they're jumping out of E3, or they feel like they could say they could have their own conference, it's not going to work. And this is why I think it's a bad decision that Sony got out of E3. First and foremost, E3 is not only for different businesses and stuff, but us as consumers, we look forward to E3. We love making the predictions. We love having the snacks. We love seeing the reactions of different people around the world. We love the excitement and that the person who's delivering the message to us, like, we love all of that. Well, yes, we could clown stuff and we could be mean and we could joke around it, but when there are just games that just like captured us, make us really happy, we take into account that, man, they had a strong press conference. And we all look at Nintendo. We always look at Nintendo for this leading reveals and the reactions and the way we act, because of how successful the Nintendo Direct has been, and it continues to be, regardless if you think it's a bad Nintendo Direct or not. The first thing you love to do is start making predictions. You love to see if anything is going to leak before it comes out. You are making podcasts and the discussions around them, and that you got to give it to Nintendo for that. Nintendo delivers that all year round, ever since they changed that platform of delivering their message. So when we look at XO with Microsoft, that was a big thing for them. That was very successful. Microsoft had a strong E3 this year, but so much not Sony, because TGS this year for them wasn't really big. A lot of people didn't tune in and talk about it. Like, it kind of came and went. The problems that we all had at E3 with Sony, and it's just like Sony is in a panic state. And I was talking to some friends, just like, you could have 88 million sales of your console and continue to have big sales. That's great and dandy. But if if you're not going to deliver us the games that you hyped up, that's going to be a problem. That shows you and your development teams at Sony are in a panic state. You could be making a decision of moving everything to PlayStation 5, but when every year that you had E3 showing these big titles, it doesn't make sense to hold them off to put them on two platforms, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5. You can say that about Breath of the Wild, but that's only one game. Nintendo has never pushed a whole bunch of games for this next generation. They work on what they have now, and if they feel that this could work on another generation that's coming out, because that one is still lively before they wind it down, they would make that decision. Yeah, it happens twice on that with Zelda. Can't deny that. But to push almost 4 games for our next generation, like, who will push Dreams? Dreams has a lot writing on it, and this maybe, if it's not a big successor, this may destroy Media Molecule. Sony might dissolve them if it doesn't sell. So hopefully it hits well. When it comes to Ghost of Tsushima, the Sucker Punch's new game, this will only be their second game for the platform. I wouldn't call the DLC so much as a full game, but I understand why people would look at it that way. But this is only their second game from them, with Ghost of Tsushima, to ever actually be on that platform. When we look at Death Stranding, people are still confused, and they just need to get the game in their hands in a release date. I think people are tired of the excuses of why this game is not out. They don't want to hear any more developer discussions. They want to get a hand on this game and need to bring it out. And if Sony is not willing to do that, that's going to cause concern, and that might actually hurt Kojima and Kojima Productions, people wanting this game. If we get another announcement and it's not showcasing us or breaking everything down, that's going to be a problem. Look at Nintendo with Smash, and I'm going to wrap this up real quick. Nintendo with Smash released a trailer breaking stuff down for people who know everything and people who are new to it, and it's really cool. You get the understanding of what the Smash is all about in a 7-minute trailer. Every time we look at Death Stranding, we're not getting nothing, and that could hurt Sony in a big way. Sony's putting money behind a lot of big games, and like The Last of Us 2, we just don't know. I think, and no disrespect to Naughty Dog, but I think all of them are lost. And I feel like they kind of restarted some things over and over, changed some story bits and some design products, because everything about this game feels like it's not gelling well. But Sony is in a bad position with not being at E3. And I think this is going to hurt people's expectations of what PS5 might look like. And it's going to hurt Sony in the long run at the end of 2019. Because if Days Gone is the only game that they also got a delay, which we can understand, it's the only game that we know at the moment to be released in 2019, what else do they have up their hand, and what are they going to push out? Because if Ghost of Tsushima is pushed out before Death Stranding and The Last of Us 2, we got some concerns. I need Sony to do is, right now, I don't even need them to announce anything Bloodborne related. That could wait. Right now, they need to start focusing on Horizon Zero Dawn 2 or Horizon, whatever they're gonna call it, Horizon 2. They need to focus on that and start working with some indies and stuff, and really bring some PSVR games out. Because if not, PlayStation 5 is going to be on a rocky start. And because the way Nintendo is doing their business and how strong that is going, the way Microsoft business is and how strong that is going, Sony is going to be looked at, okay, but we relied on our sales of the system. So sometimes reliance doesn't work all so well. So my thing is, let's see what happens. I personally feel like the PC Game Show should take Sony's place. Time wise, that Monday night, they had a fantastic E3 this year, and I am definitely looking forward to them redoing that again and just probably improve some things bit here and there and stuff. But I would love to see everything that the PC gaming show come back and fill that time. If Sony wants to do something very special on their own, that's completely fine. But if they don't got anything up their sleeve, it's going to bring concern. I would rather Sony be showing more of Dreams and some indie games and some exclusive third-party stuff that's coming. I would rather them do that than not have a show at all. So everybody, that is my Yoshi Yak. Everybody enjoy the show. Have a great Thanksgiving, and I will see you next time on World 11 Podcast. Bye, everybody.
And we're back. Thanks, Eddie, for your input. I will be sure to ignore it and laugh at you next time I get to talk to you in person. So let's boogie on over to the news desk. So this week, a couple things we wanted to take a look at. We're going to jump into the first topic. Is that big news coming out about 2019 is that Sony is a no-show completely from not only E3 2019, but they're also not putting up their annual PlayStation experience either. I'm kind of curious to hear some thoughts on this. Screw it. Free for all. Somebody grab it.
I think that Sony's probably going to try and come out with a big announcement, whatever that big announcement may next be, which, I mean, every rumor kind of points towards the PlayStation 5, so they're probably waiting because they don't have anything real tangible to show yet, so they're probably just skip it, skip everything. We want to basically let the rumors run amok, get the hype train running, and then when it comes out, when they finally release it, they'll have a good solid product ready. And if they're smart, they might even announce it and then maybe do a Fallout 4 and have that shit ready that day. Be like, bro, it's in store today.
Now, that happened with the Saturn, and we know what happened to that company.
Well, yeah. But the Saturn had a tragic, story, so that's not all, on Sega, but yeah.
Well, and there was something to be said for the fact, too, that if you go back to the whole Saturn debacle, that, it came out basically just after they had released another console, literally a year before.
Right. And no developers had any idea what was happening. Everyone was stunned.
Yeah, it's the fuck do I do with this?
Right.
Fuck you for this too.
Yeah.
So, the Sony situation, I think, is a little bit different because we've been sitting, with the PlayStation 4 for what?
5 years.
Yeah. Half a decade at this point.
With a mid console upgrade.
Yeah.
As the Pro. So.
Yeah. So I mean, it's not like it hasn't run a fairly normal console life cycle at this point.
Yeah, I think people get this generation, especially people like my little brother, that are they're already gonna come out with a new console. It's dude, I mean, The
it's a
Xbox
normal,
360,
it's a normal
yeah.
generation. Yeah.
The Xbox 360,
PS3 generation.
yeah,
That was,
that was
8 years, and that was basically because of economic downturn.
yeah.
Where-
Like that's not a normal.
That's not
thing.
a normal console
Yeah.
generation, not at all.
No, it's not. But honestly, I was really kind of glad for it because
Yeah, we needed
you saw so many developers like squeeze every ounce of blood out of that stone.
You're
right.
it. We needed that
push it.
at that
and
time.
that was awesome.
Yeah, I mean, in all honesty, I would not mind, an extended console every, I don't know, 2 or 3 console cycles, because, I mean, especially lately, like, it's, the iterations of console don't seem to be vastly, better. Like, I'm interested to see what the next, PlayStation 5 and Xbox, I don't know, 2 or whatever the fuck number
whatever
they
they want to call
attached
it.
to.
Scarlet.
Yeah,
We'll call it.
put it on, how big of an upgrade it's actually going to be as far as hardware is concerned. Because like at this point, they're having to compete with PC, and I don't know how you're going to do that. Because once you start adding, making your price tag $500, $600, $700, like I mean, you can buy a pretty good budget PC for that, and you could play damn near whatever you want on a PC.
Right.
So, it's definitely you're targeting, a more casual audience with console. I guess more, maybe not casual, but wider net. Everybody's, got a TV. But I don't see how people that are in that sphere, especially, kids starting to hit 18, 19, 20, 21, will stay down that line, every console generation paying, shelling out that much money when they could pay that and start getting into PC gaming, which,
Right.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of agree with you, Dylan, a little bit that, they might be holding on some announcements, but I also think that they don't have anything to show. They've shown everything. They released Spider-Man this year. They released a lot of games that were good. And,
PlayStation knocked it out of the park.
Right, they knocked it out of the
With
park, and it's like impossible for them probably do that well again next year, with exclusive wise, unless we'd already heard about them. So they
Right.
probably don't have much to show. The only thing that gets me worried is that as a company, are starting to. I don't know if they're realizing that E3 is not just a games event; it's a community building event as well, and not to even be there. I mean, I one thing to say, hey, I'm not going to do a news, I'm not going to do a press conference, or I'm not going to do anything like that, but not to just be there even in a presence form with a booth, I think is maybe doing their fans a little disservice. And it might come to kind of like start getting people to start kind of wondering what's happening with them,
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't disagree with that. I mean, I definitely can see that, but I think, Sony fanboys are going to be Sony fanboys.
Right.
Like, I mean, back when, the console war was a little bit bigger, when, it was like Xbox really versus PlayStation instead of just being like PlayStation running it this whole console, cycle. Like I remember being on that Xbox side being like, we got Halo, we got Gears of War, we got blah 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 blah.
Right.
And like my Sony friends were like, but they were still playing, Sony game, still had their
Right.
PlayStation, still doing whatever. And I honestly don't see this really hurting Sony. Maybe, they'll take like a little hit, but I mean, like I said, this year, like this year and last year, like if you weren't, if you were hesitant to get a PlayStation, now's a great time, because you got games like Horizon Zero Dawn, Spider-Man, God of War, just, I mean, excellent,
you
excellent
got the
titles.
games. I agree with you.
Yeah.
You've got the titles, you got the games, and I just don't know how long they can rest on that. So it's going to be just interesting to see how it kind of fleshes out.
Yeah, definitely.
A lot of people are going to be kind of sitting back and watching, and I am going to be kind of watching too. I mean, I have a PS4, I have an Xbox One X, I have
Yeah.
both. I
Yeah.
play both. So
Same.
But I'm not everybody, and I know a lot of people don't have both. They invest in one or the
You
other.
got money for one.
Yeah. And when you look back at 2013, the one thing you got to remember is how fast people jumped from Xbox 360 to the PS4, and they just said forget it, and they'll go back if something happens similar.
And that's the thing too. Microsoft's been making a lot of moves.
Right.
You know, Microsoft's doing a lot of things right. Sony's, I feel like, kind of getting up their own ass a little bit with their like not wanting to play well with others.
That's what I'm saying. It's just interesting. It's kind of the hubris we saw going into
Microsoft.
PlayStation 3. Yeah. Well, and then Microsoft had that hubris going into the Xbox One.
Right. Yeah.
It's interesting how it changes just overnight.
Yeah, you would think that these, manufacturers, these companies would kind of learn, from the life cycles. Like Microsoft came out, it's like, you're going to have DRM, and then like everybody's like, well, fuck you, I'm gonna buy a PlayStation then. Like that press conference, Sony's like, this is how you play with friends.
And these are to this day, there are people that believe that there's DRM on Microsoft console.
Exactly.
And you have to have
how
Kinect. And it ruins everything.
Yeah, but that's how they presented it. And now Microsoft's starting to right the wrong. They're like, we got backwards compatibility. We got
they did it in the hardware first, backwards compatibility, and now they're working on the software side. So it's like, okay.
Yeah, they're really starting to turn that ship around and be more gamer friendly. But it's too little, too late for this console.
Right, and they know that. And that's one thing with Microsoft is like a company with like something like $65 billion in reserve just sitting there. Sony has nothing near that amount. And so, I mean, they can afford to invest and wait. And that's what they do. So it's going to, like I said, it is interesting. It's going to be fun. It's a great time to play video games and love gaming because you're never disappointed.
Yeah, competition keeps it alive. That's why I, I'm always, me and my brother had that conversation all the time. Like, we wish that 2K, sports was still a thing for, football. And, like, it wasn't just a monopoly on Madden. Because, like, back when 2K11, 2K15, whatever, like, when they went back and forth, like, that was a heyday for sports games, Right. Now it's just the same game every year with a new skin.
Yeah, same with MLB, the show, and all that. You're just getting on PlayStation. It's a great simulator, but that's all you're...
Yeah, because there's no competition there.
Right.
So, I'm very interested.
Again, I'm not as surprised, I guess. I agree with everything that you guys have said, that I think Sony just doesn't have anything to present. Why waste the time, why waste the resources to be there? I thought, I would figure they would have at least sent some of their developers there just to at least browse and see what's going on, but if it sounds like there's nobody going, that's...
Well, from first party. From the first party, there's nobody going. I mean, there might be Naughty Dog. Naughty Dog. Let's be fair. Naughty Dog might be there showing some Last of Us 2 trailer or whatever, but we just don't know at this point.
Yeah, that's another thing too. Is Last of Us 2 is gonna be late cycle for them, so
Just
they're
like
probably
so
they're probably resting on that maybe.
Mm-hmm.
So that's an interesting point. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you.
No, it's okay. But where I was going with this, I just don't think it's that big of a deal that Sony's not at E3 anymore, because I don't think E3 is... I think E3 is evolving, and it's changing from being a showcase of the holy triforce of the gaming world. And really, Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo aren't necessarily... I mean, they're part of it, but they're
not the focus.
They're not the focus anymore. And I think that Sony maybe is realizing that. And I think really E3 is less relevant for Sony than it is for the rest of the community. So I don't think it's going to affect Sony as much.
Right.
But, it does make me wonder too, are they starting to go with the we're too good or getting too big for their britches, kind of like Nintendo did back when they were the big dogs, and then they kind of start making all those mistakes. And it's like, here we go. We're going to see Sony, I think, go down a little bit, but it's the E3 is still going to be great, and Sony not being there, I think it's just going to be hurtful to the fan base, not really the rest of the community.
Yeah, I think the more concerning thing is Sony not having its own thing.
It's the optics of it all. It's just like, Microsoft comes out and there's, all year now. They're coming out. We're buying these studios. We're doing this. They're not telling you what they're doing, but
Right.
they're doing things, and people know. Oh, they have a problem in first party. Look, they're taking care of that.
Right.
Sony is crickets on the whole thing.
Yeah.
But
They
that's,
don't say,
again-
and then they start cutting fan events. They cut out their PlayStation experience. Okay, everybody's like, all right.
Yeah,
still got
that's
E3.
the kind of
We still got
concerning
E3.
thing is like they're not going to do the PlayStation experience next year either.
Right.
You know,
Right, because
so
they
it's
don't
like,
have the product to show for that.
Right.
They don't have enough to show.
and it sounds like they're going hard into VR for the PlayStation 5, which I don't know is the
Right, and it's just another
Yeah.
Connect thing where people are going to be like, I don't want that because you're adding
Right.
$200 to the console.
Right. I don't necessarily like. I like the option to have VR, but
Right.
I don't necessarily want it shoved down my throat.
Right. If they don't learn the lesson from, if all these people don't learn a lesson from Connect, I mean, even Rob the Robot back in the day. I mean,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
the same lesson.
Yeah.
It does not work. You have to give people options.
Yeah.
You know what I found interesting though? This all came after what happened at what was it, BlizzCon?
Right.
I'm wondering if what happened there put them on edge too, because we saw what happened with the disappointment that the fans felt over the mobile game being
That's a good
announced.
point.
It's just kind of the timing was really weird. Like everybody's expecting it, and then all of a sudden that happens, and now Sony's pulled out. Again, maybe they were afraid that what they were going to show, they had it all planned, but what they were going to show was going to be a disappointment, and they didn't want to get run through the media and by their fan
Right.
base and lose that, and then all of a sudden all their fans are going towards Microsoft by not appearing. It's getting those rumors started, like we're talking about, that maybe there's the PS5 is coming out. Maybe they're working on the next gen. We're going to
Right,
see a
they're
big
still keeping
it.
announcement.
They need
They're
to
still
say
keeping
something.
it. They're still keeping it.
Well,
in
and-
circle about what it
Right.
might be instead of like how disappointing it was. So maybe that's a
Exactly.
smarter move.
Well, for them,
So-
it's great because there's no reason for Sony to press the reset button on the console generation right now.
No.
Right.
They're selling like gangbusters. They got something like 86 million consoles out there. I mean, there's no reason for them to do
Right.
it. Microsoft, on the other hand, wants to press the reset button as fast as they can,
Right.
and they're putting pressure on them. They're doing what they do best, really, as a company, which is play the long game. That's what they do. So
Yeah.
we'll have to see. I mean, I know I keep saying that. We'll have to see. But it's a
It
year or
is,
two
yeah.
out. It's just what it
Yeah.
is.
But it's building that suspense and it's creating that buzz, and I think that's what's getting
People are talking.
excited. Yeah,
Yeah.
people are getting
Yeah.
talking, and it's probably going to be better for Sony in the long run than if they had
If they make the
presented
right
it.
moves.
If
That's
they make the
thing.
right moves, yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
But if they
It's a
come
chess
out and they're like, you got to have VR, and it's an extra $200 or whatever the fuck, like, people are, going to be gun shy about that. My brother said, he's been a PlayStation guy for, ever, but like, he's like, dude, I'm tired of rebuying, or like, he's got a PlayStation 3. He's like,
Mhm.
I can't get rid of my PlayStation 3 because all my Metal Gear Solids are on PlayStation 3, and because PlayStation 4 doesn't let me have them, I can't play.
Yeah,
my
backward
game.
compatibility is a huge problem.
Yeah, he's
and
like,
they
I'm
need
not.
to solve that.
He's like, if PlayStation 5 comes out and I can't take my games from PlayStation 4 to PlayStation 5, I'm done.
Well, you're gonna
I'm
be
not
you're
playing.
gonna be able to. I mean, come on. I mean,
I mean,
Should have
It's
been
gonna
able
be
to
a
with
PC
PS4, but
yeah,
well, not with the cell architecture though. That's
They-
the whole thing.
they want you to get that PS Now though, because like when
Right.
PS4 originally came out, it was backwards compatible.
With what?
The original no, I'm sorry.
You're
The
talking about
original
PS3.
PS3. The original PS3 came out. It was
With
backwards
PS2,
compatible.
yeah, with
Yeah.
PS2 games.
And then it conveniently wasn't.
right.
You know.
Well, because they save money by cutting that feature out or whatever.
Yeah, whatever. I'm just saying, like, they probably could, I mean, you could build in an emulator, I don't know, do something.
Hey, if Microsoft can do it, I know Sony can. The problem is Sony's, everybody knows that Sony's strength is hardware. And
Yeah.
it does show. I mean, their hardware is awesome. And Microsoft's strength is their software. And that's what they've done forever. They have the engineers, they have everything to do it. So it is interesting, too, because they also stuck with that PC architecture pretty much the whole time, except for that Power 86 on the Xbox 360. But they were still able to do it.
Yeah.
So, if Sony does not have backwards compatibility with PlayStation 4 content at minimum going into the next console generation,
It's gonna hurt.
Oh, it's going to be huge. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, it's got to
My brother said hands down, he's like, dude, if they don't have it, I'm going Xbox. He's like, I don't
Right.
give a shit. I'm done with it.
And
I'm
Xbox
done
has
buying
already telegraphed that everything, you're going to be able to take your games with you all
Yeah.
through
And-
every generation.
And you can play it on PC. You can
Right.
play them on both. All right.
Yeah.
If you got a PC, you buy the game once, you got 2 games. Like,
Right.
I mean, that's
And the
That's
game, and it
great.
just goes into their whole plan with the
Integrating
game service,
everything.
with
Yeah.
Game Pass and all that. It's just a service. You're going to pay every month. They're going to get. They don't even care what device you play on eventually because they're going to
Yeah.
get their xCloud service, and you're
Yep.
just going to be playing their games.
I'm
That's all
already
they're
part
gonna...
of it, dude. I bought
Right.
when the Xbox Now or whatever the hell that plan was, where you pay for it, over the course of 2 years, and you get 2
Oh yeah,
years
you
live.
got that? Okay.
Yeah, I got that. Like, I got
Why
an
not?
Xbox
Why
One
wouldn't you?
X. Yeah, like, I mean, it comes out cheaper. You know, and
do it with phones every day. We do it.
Right.
Everybody does.
exactly. I get an Xbox One X. I get 2 years of service, and I get Game Pass. So every Microsoft exclusive that comes out, I get
You
for
get.
free. Yeah, like, and I pay $30 a month for 2 years for that.
And then
Okay.
you get to keep the hardware at the end of
Yeah,
it.
exactly. Okay.
And you're going to subscribe to Game Pass at the end of that because it's like, why not? Or re-up or whatever they have you do.
Yeah, it's cheap. It's not that expensive. I already do it with EA Origin.
Right.
Because I play Madden every year because I'm a tool. Like, they got me hooked. I'm playing it. So
Right.
Well, speaking of Microsoft's hardware, rumor has been circulating that they are getting ready to launch a discless Xbox One. I'm kind of curious, as somebody who's a big supporter of physical every time hard copy. This is not a thing for me, but I'm betting that some of you that lean a little harder into PC probably don't care nearly as much. So I'm kind of curious to hear what you think, Kathy.
I knew that was coming my way. You know what? I think it's a great option because not everybody. That's where I think the future of gaming is going. As much as I know you all
Right.
love the
Right.
physical copies, let's be honest, the physical copies are going by the cartridges, the discs, they're all going to the wayside. I mean, right now I can access on my PC. I'm a PC gamer. I don't have any of the Xboxes. Well, I do have an Xbox 360. I got that before we got our PC. I will never go back to it. But like on my PC, I can actually access all of the Xbox games because I have Windows. So
Right.
I pretty much have access to everything that somebody who
And
has
there
an
you
Xbox.
go. That's Microsoft playing the game. They know.
So, but I think that, it sounds like it's going to be a cheaper option, which will be great. And then people still have the access to these games and to have this hardware if they can't afford a game, a gaming PC. And it's a lot easier for storage, a lot easier for portability
Right.
for the casual player. You can do so much more and you can actually make that hardware stronger because you don't have to take up the space for this the disc part of it, and you don't have to spend all that time with all the connecting all of that part to it. So you can use more to make that hardware stronger and perform better. It's just
Yeah.
I think this is where we're heading. Again,
Oh
sorry.
yeah, we're heading there. They wanted to push this in 2013, and no one wanted it.
right.
Right,
They were
because
just
it's like when
They
the
weren't
internet
ready.
came out or email came out. Oh, it's not going to be big.
Right.
Yeah,
Right. We weren't ready.
now we're moving to that, and I think it's a great, cheaper option. I am pretty sure it'll be.
Hey, it's a self-checkout at wherever.
Well,
you weren't ready for it. Now you are.
Yep.
The thing is digital gaming, by and large, is cheaper.
Mhm.
It's like
Right, and
Yeah.
they're working towards cutting out this market of GameStop, Walmart.
right.
Yeah.
Reselling.
They just can't cut their throats quite yet
No, they can't.
because they need them to sell their hardware. But
Right.
at this point, once they go with that discless solution, if that's all they produce, I mean, they're going to give you the option with Xbox One. We're always going to be able to
Oh,
get. But the
Right.
next console, they're getting people ready for the next console where you're going to
I
have.
don't-
Right.
I don't think it'll be the next gen, but I
You're
think
going to have a choice. You may have a choice though.
May have
right.
a choice.
Yeah,
They
you'll
have
probably
two
have a
SKUs.
choice.
One
Yeah.
may be cheaper.
Yeah.
And the
One
cheaper
probably
one's going
will
to be
be cheaper.
discless. Is going to be
Yeah.
discless.
And honestly, I think, like, as somebody, I used to be hardcore physical.
Right.
like I still have every single one of the Halos in like, except for Halo 1. I mean, I have it physical, but like I have Halo 2, 3, 4, and 5 all in steelbooks. Now, Halo 5 pissed me off because in my steelbook, instead of a disc, there's a fucking digital
A code.
Yeah.
code. You know?
It's a whole lot of what was the fucking point.
Right, like why do I have a steelbook for a code for a card? You know?
Right.
Right.
But you know, I still like seeing that collection, you know, together. But that being said, like I don't
Hey,
need
the
it.
convenience is awesome.
Yeah, and like to be honest, I don't like to go to GameStop at all.
Right.
You know, I did go to GameStop for Red Dead because I bought the big old thing of the Red Dead.
The super
Yeah.
box.
Yeah, the super box. And the nice thing about Red Dead is like I even got it before I would have got it digitally. I got it at 9 p.m. the day before.
Yeah.
You know, which okay. You know, like if that's how they want to stay competitive. But for the most part, most games, I don't care if I wait until midnight, you know, or the next day. And the nice thing about it is like, normally with digitals, you can download them beforehand. It's ready to go right at midnight. You don't have to, you know,
None of this
download.
installing, driving back from the store.
Right, like you just, you know, it's just boom, you're ready to go.
Yeah.
You know, and if you can have a console that, like, you know, say maybe it's $50 less, you know, hey, that's an extra game in my pocket, you know, for, you know, right out the gate. Like, I could buy a game for what would have been a disc tray, you know, and maybe, you know, throw in some extra storage, whatever. Maybe I'll put $50 and buy myself like a 2 terabyte external hard drive. You know, it's. I just don't see physical games, except for Nintendo's case, because fucking Nintendo's still in the 80s, you know, being...
When they proved it works for them.
Yeah, well, yeah, Nintendo's in its own
They have the
ecosystem.
best IP on the planet. Everybody's gonna buy their games.
Yeah.
They don't... Anyway, they make them, so...
Yeah, like, I'll always buy Pokemon.
Yeah,
Like, I'm buying every Pokemon. It's always gonna happen. You know, I'm sold, but it's, I can't see it hurting anything. And honestly, I would prefer it if it's cheaper. And I like having the options. Like, let people have their discs if they want them. But at the end of the day, it's got to start going away because it's cheaper to like not have to make discs.
I think it's the way we're gonna avoid price hike on games. Because games are gonna go up to $70 or $80. They're gonna have to.
Yeah. And look at
they,
Steam. You know, you can buy games on Steam for like new games for like $30-$40.
Right, because they're cutting out that middleman.
Right.
You know,
it's just boom, straight
30%. Right. You know.
Yep. So I don't know. I don't hate it. You know, I like the idea of still being able to have a physical copy, and maybe they'll like go the way of vinyl. You know, be like, hey, you can still buy the collector's edition that comes with a physical game. Like, you know, if you want it.
Except for Halo 5.
Yeah, fuck you.
Did you see that though on that rumor that they said you'll be able to trade in? You actually like bring in your physical games and they'll give you download codes.
Yeah, that was.
So like if you wanted to get you wanted to get your physical copies and you wanted to get them in digital, you'd bring them in and then they'd give you the codes for them.
Huh?
Well, they have to do that. I think they
you
have
have to surrender your.
You can't
just. There's got to be a transition period because people are not going to be, especially with Microsoft, because everything's backwards compatible. If you don't
Walmart did, and Walmart did that with their video with the DVDs a few years ago when they started going. Yeah. So I mean, it would just totally make sense. But again, I will never buy it. I have my PC and I got all access to all the games and I got access to the Microsoft store. So it'll be, like I said, it'll be good for people who can't maybe, you know, who can't afford the game. That's the other thing too, with being accessible to their online store. They can not have to worry about buying or paying as much money, or they can access like the subscriptions. I could see Microsoft doing a really good subscription, kind of like Netflix and Hulu for the game console. Yeah, their Game Pass stuff.
Up it and then roll in, gold into it and everything.
Exactly.
And it'll just be one thing you pay a month, and that's all you got.
So
Yeah.
it'll be, I think, better for a lot. It'll bring more people at least into Xbox.
It's a great
think.
choice, yeah.
Yeah, and I'll always probably own, even though I have a PC, I'll probably always still get an Xbox because I like the option of like if friends come over, it's kind of weird to play, like fighters on my computer.
Nah, you can do it.
I mean, you could do it. You could do it. It's just
we do it all the time. I mean, geez, we got a nice setup. Let's just say.
I got 2 monitors. Like, I mean, it could be fun, but like, I'd rather.
We hook up the big TV to our computer, so yeah, we've got it worked out. Now,
Too much
the only
lugging
console,
around.
the only console we'll ever stick with is Nintendo. This is the only consoles I'll ever buy. Will not buy anymore with the others.
Yeah, Nintendo's
way
just
it
got
is.
everybody locked up.
Oh yeah.
Well, it's just. Well, I think
You
it's
grew
more
up
nostalgia.
with them? Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
you-
I mean, come on,
Yeah,
I
they
grew
play
up-
it hard, too. They know how to do
Yeah,
it.
they're cashing in that nostalgia all the way to the bank every year. They're like, oh hey, Pokemon, Mario, Zelda, Metroid. What's your crack? Because we got it.
But I like
Right.
how they come up with different ways of playing.
Oh yeah,
games.
they reiterate
God,
it.
I mean, it's
Oh, yeah,
not
they-
just
yeah.
they're
And they iterate just enough
Mhm.
just enough so that you recognize what it is.
They're the
But
the
it's-
best crack
yeah,
dealers
they're
of
the
all
best
time,
at it.
dude.
They're the best at it. They give you the first taste for free.
Yeah,
you know.
exactly. They're like, hey man, we got that nostalgia good for you.
Yeah.
Like, hey man, you holding? What you got?
Mhm. What's your spice, man? What's your spice?
That's right. Well, guys, that puts us up against time for the week. So thank you to everybody for joining us, and thank you to everybody for listening. We hope you have a great holiday weekend. I know this is going to be coming to you just after Thanksgiving, but I hope you had a wonderful holiday. I hope you guys have a great holiday weekend as it was. For those of you that are going to go brave the Black Friday insanity, you can take us with you. And
Pray
for those that are
for us retail employees that
Right.
have to deal with it.
Holy Mary, mother of merchandise.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it for us. As always, find us at our home on shoutengine.com, Google Play Music, iTunes, now on Spotify as well too. You can also check out our under construction YouTube channel, our currently being renovated Twitch channel, and like the Facebook page. Follow us on Twitter and all that other good stuff. So, but that's it for us this week, guys. Thank you so much. An absolute delight as always. And we'll see you all back next week on World 101 Podcast. Good night.
Try to get in my
Peace
Pikachu
out.
yelling then.
Pika pika, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yeah.